Max, we appreciate you being here. And based on his comment, it sounds like he's a Nebraska fan, but he's saying, are you looking forward to? So sometimes when people throw out these kind of comments, they're fans representing other teams and they're just trying to stir things up. But looks like Max is a Nebraska fan, and he says, "Are you looking forward to another 4-8 season?" Well, it was 3-9. Anyway, pretty hard to be optimistic after the last 4 years.
Yeah, but you know what? Nebraska fans are always optimistic at this time of year. So, what else do they have? But obviously, no, I'm not looking forward to that, and I don't think there will be another 4-win season. It's been long enough. It's been going on. It's ridiculous. To have this long of a drought to even go to a bowl game, and and that was under Mike Riley, who it was kind of fun to watch his New Jersey Generals play in the USFL Saturday night as well. So yeah, no, I'm not at all looking forward to a 4-8 season because those suck. It's not fun to cover. I know fans hate them, but it might be even worse for us in the media. So yeah, I don't expect to see that this year.
Daniel says 10-2 this year. Go Big Red. And Moonbot says 9-3, and he's got the losses pegged against Oklahoma, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Well, those are pretty lofty records.
Well,
what do you think the average fan? What do you think the average fan who's reasonable, and what do you think you? And I'll ask it this way as well, because to me, not every record is created equal. Meaning, I could give you a 7-5 season where Nebraska looks really good, and they're competing against the really tough teams, but they dropped really close games there, but they won more obviously than last year, 7-5. Or you can see some 7-5 teams that are still a long ways away. They beat everybody they're supposed to beat, and they got hammered by anybody that's any good. So let's say it's pretty reasonable, pretty competitive team, just like what we saw last year against the good teams on the schedule. What would you think is a big step in the right direction, but reasonable?
Well, I think you hit it on the head there. 7-5 is what I look at as that mark, and the thing on top of that, I think you're showing more progress than expected, if that makes sense. I know Moonbot kind of pegged some of those losses there, but I look at that Oklahoma game as something that Nebraska has a huge opportunity there. You're talking about a team that lost a bunch of guys that transferred out when they changed head coaches. And so if there's a time to get Oklahoma, and it's here in Lincoln, this is the year. And if Nebraska can start out 4-0, if they can go to Ireland and get a win against Northwestern to start the season,
they have to get that one.
They have to get that win, and then you get the two other home games after that. You expect Nebraska to win those two games. Then you get Oklahoma in here at just the perfect time. So if Nebraska can start 4-0, I think they have a great shot that right there to win 8 games if they start off 4-0. So that's my mark right there. I want to see what this team does in the first 4 games of the season, and then maybe I'll change my goals for what this team can do at that point.
It's a different year, different team, different opponent, and all that. But if they lose to Northwestern, it'll just have, because of the date, because it's a week 0, and because it's a team that's one of the bottom 3 or 4 in the Big Ten, should be. We'll see what happens, but Northwestern's probably going to be there like Illinois was last year. It's just going to have that look of, this is the same thing.
Maybe the better question is, do I look forward to getting on a plane and flying home from Dublin to Lincoln if they lose that game? No, I do not.
if they drop that game, you better have had a good time with everything else you do out there.
Yeah. So that's the key. It really is the key.
So I'm hoping for a good trip plus a win, and you come back with a lot of stories.
I hope so.